Next step, we're going to remove this. We've got to go get the pressure treated 2x6 that I bought this morning at Home Depot. We're going to cut this out. Alright, we're going to cut up. Use a trim saw so it doesn't cut into the joist, because the trim saw won't cut all the way down to 1.5 inches, but it'll cut very close to that. So we're going to make several cuts in this, being careful not to hit the nails. This way I can take it out in several pieces and clean it up, get the old nails out, and put in the new wood. Cut down too much here. See, that's in, like I say, that's in pretty good shape. But there was a couple of bad areas over there where the joist came in. Now, as I was saying, how good these are, see? That's because years ago I put Cupinol oil base on there, and these are Douglas fir, these aren't pressure treated. But why that end down there went, I don't know. Alright, I'm still hammering away at it. What I had to do is split it so that I can separate the wood and get the nail out of there. Speaking of nail, we get rid of them. You know, we could use that again. I normally don't, but if they're just a little bent, I straighten them out. We can use them. Alright, I got it all out. That's just paint, that's all that is. And that's the old joist hanger from the old joist, which I never bothered getting out because it was behind this. Wasn't in the way anyways. You can see where I got a carriage bolt through. This wood that was on top here had a corner missing on here, and I left this exposed, so we don't want that to happen because that'll rot out. But as you can see, other than we got latex paint here that we got to just get off. I pulled up the nails out of the crisscross that I had put in. Because originally I wasn't going to change this, but I'm glad I did. And then I can just lay the new one in, and we're going to mark here, cut out for this, cut out for this, the 4x4 only, cut out for the 4x4 here, and we'll put the new one in there. You know, I could have used a 2x8 here and didn't have a bigger overhang yet, but that's all right. 2x6 is what was originally in there, so we've got it over on the other side of the picnic table. We're going to bring it over, we're going to bring it in here and mark it up and get ready to put it in. All right, I got it marked out. As you know, a 2x6 is really 5.5 inches wide. So 2 3/4 we need to cut out. That's the halfway point. So 2 3/4 inches back. We'll just mark this out and we'll cut this. Over here, we're just going to cut around like that because it can't go up underneath here because there's wood in here already from the old one. So we're just going to cut out that corner right there, and that'll be 2 3/4 back to here. Well, here's a classic example of a jackass if I ever saw one. You don't cut this halfway through. These are 3 inches. 1.5 1.5 inches is 3 inches. If I cut this out at 2 3/4, like I said, which is the halfway point, I'm going to be only 2 3/4 inches. So I'm not even going to have an overhang here. So we got to cut this, but it's not going to be anywhere near halfway through. And I have to do some figuring here. Now that since I cut that one out, which goes over here, I'm going to have to put a block in here. Shim it up with pressure treated wood. And what we need is about 4 inches. Yeah, we need 4 inches because the overhang on this is about 3/4 inch. So we need to make this 4 inches. So what we need to do is to have this part 4 inches. So we got to cut over to here. We got to cut this out over here, not up to here. That's why I keep saying, jackass. That's what I am. Well, even though I measured twice and cut once, it's a damn good thing I took the time to measure 3 times. So we're gonna cut it out here instead of in here. This will give us 4 inches from here to here. So that'll be about just about an inch overhang instead of 3/4. But you gotta allow for the blade cut thickness. So it's not gonna make too much difference here. This is 3/4 overhang. I'd like a bigger overhang, but in order to do that, I would have had to get a 2x8 or something and put in there. What we're going to do is just block this in here because this area over here is cut way in too much. Nothing much I can do about that, and I sure as hell ain't going out to buy another piece of wood. Besides, I can't find one in there as good as this one, believe it or not. Now we'll come back on the video after I get these cut out. Okay, I'm making my own wood preservative. Paint thinner and oil-based paint. You know, it's the only way you can do it. Otherwise you're going to use that latex crap. I want to just hit the top of that 2x8 joist right there before I put this new pressure treated piece of wood in there. Now, some of you guys out there may disagree with me, but this is the way I make primer that soaks into the wood. I've done it before. I know that some of you guys out there disagree with me in calling that not calling that primer, but if it soaks into the wood, it's oil based, it will preserve the wood more so than just slapping a coat of paint on it, and definitely will do better than this latex crap that they sell nowadays. So this is thinned out oil based bright red paint. It just happens to be what I have on hand. I'm only concerned with the top part, although there's going to be the 2x6 is going to sit on top of it anyways. But I want that joist to last 20, 25 years. As I said, I would be going anyway, so it isn't going to matter. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to do the same to the joist that runs parallel with the handicap ramp that I showed you earlier in the other videos, and preserve that too. Might as well. Well, if I cut this right, she should fit right in there. Perfect, except for that one bad area. Okay, she fits up nice there. Fits up nice here. And looks like crap over here. Well, we're going to have to take a piece of pressure treated and fill that in and then caulk it. But we've got that. Well, actually, we got an inch overhang because it's over a little more here. That's okay. I can round that off and blend it in. I'm not going to worry too much about that. The objective here is to make sure that these joists don't take water in between them because they are not pressure treated. So we're going to commence to nail this into place now, and we'll come back on the video when I'm done with that. Well, she's in there, and I don't think it's going to twist because I nailed in the outside joist and I nailed on the inside joist. See? All the way through. Except for this screwed up section here, everything else came out pretty damn good. We placed the nails in the crisscross, and when the flooring goes in, we'll drill and put the nails in there. Now, over here, I'm going to put the my homemade primer, wood preservative. It's, you know, oil-based primer that'll help preserve the wood. We don't care if it runs down the side. I'll just wipe it with a rag afterwards. The main thing is we want to get it run into those nail holes too. Because, you know, there's going to be more nail holes in this thing when I nail the flooring on. Put it on good and heavy. Well, that's it for today. I'll let this paint dry, and we'll come back on this in another video. I gotta go clean my hands now. Get the old paint thinner out.